With the evolution of technology and the need for data on a constant rise in the education world, it's important to understand how you can convert some data that you can get from your own personal experiences in the classroom or off the websites. So I'm going to show you how to convert some data into an Excel sheet and then make a table from that. I'm starting off by going to the Connecticut State Department of Education website, where you can see I typed in CEDAR, Connecticut Education Data and Research. And I'm going to click on Research and Reports and start working on a report that I'm looking for. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Data Tables. And after I click on Data Tables, you can see on the left there's many different options that you have of data that you can collect and look into. As a high school teacher, I'm going to look at the CAPT scores for my high school. And I'm going to do an overall summary report of the subject in mathematics. And I also want to do a large comparison, so I'm going to compare the years from 2006 to 2011. And obviously I'm going to select my district, which is West Haven. And I'm going to do the high school because the high school is the class that takes the CAP test. So as you can see, what comes up is all the data from my district, my school name, the school years, which I'm going to want to use, and some other information that I'm not going to put in my data, but you may want to take note of how many students actually took the test and the average scores. I'm going to focus on the levels. So we have below basic, basic, proficient, goal, and advanced. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this into an Excel sheet, and then I'm going to be able to take the Excel. Now that I have converted that into an Excel sheet, I can now open it, and it will come up as this on my Excel sheet. And the two areas that I want to focus on are the school years and the levels. So if I take my school years and I highlight them, I am going to put those into a separate sheet. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight an area. I'm not sure that I copied that. 1 second. So I'm going to make sure that I copy. And now I'm going to paste into that area. So there I have my school years. And one thing that I've learned by doing this is you cannot have them sprawled out through different cells. So I'm just going to delete one of these cells, which will shrink it. School years are in the same cell. Now the next thing that I wanted to look at was and make sure that I have in my data are the levels. So I want to highlight everything from below basic to standard and all the scores. So again, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to ensure that I have enough cells, and then I'm going to paste. So now you can see, and it's going to mess up, so I'm actually going to take this and move it up 1 cell. Oops. Because where it says goal, basic, proficient, I need to have that above the school year, because obviously the school year is not part of the levels. Now you can see that I have been able to match up the school years with the numbers. One thing that took a lot of trial and error as well is you see this yellow yield sign. The numbers were apparently put in as text and were formatted in that manner. So we need to convert these to numbers. And that's going to be how we're going to actually get our graphs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything on here. And I'm going to do a clustered column. So if I come up here to column and I click clustered column, there you can see I have all the data that I need. The scores are on the y-axis, the levels are on the x-axis, And they're color-coded by school year. So 2006, 2007, you can see how many students were below basic, how many students were basic, and so on. And that is how you convert data into an Excel sheet to then be converted and you have a chart. And please feel free whenever you have time. I know teachers don't have much time, but to play around and see if you can put some into pie charts, maybe some bar graphs. There's many different ways that you can convert your data. Thank you and have a wonderful day.